Thank you for joining me today. It's Leah Swain with Certum Solutions, and today we're going to look at Odoo version 19 release, the updates that were made to appointments, appraisals, and attendances. The first one is appointments. So let's go into that application and we'll take a look. One of the first things to talk about is they've made an adjustment that going forward, if a salesperson handles a visitor, they will always be assigned to randomly assigned appointments. So when that visitor comes back, then the salesperson will be assigned to them for any future appointments. Additionally, you can also insert appointment calendars on external website using iframes, and you can also allow customers to book appointments with you through Google Maps. There's now flexible appointment scheduling, so you configure an appointment type to easily switch between a weekly reoccurring schedule or a flexible schedule. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Here, when we're going to new, these are your appointment types that you can do: a paid consult, paid seats, book a resource, a table, meeting, or video call. So these are basically your templates for meeting types. We're going to go ahead and say meeting. And then you have the ability to add questions now. So when they're booking this meeting, you can get some additional information for them and save that as a template, so you can have different templates as well. It has the communication that is sent with the meeting scheduling. And then, as we said, you now have the ability to make the schedule weekly or flexible. Also, you can generate slots at regular intervals based on specific durations. And if a user tries to book using a resource that's no longer available, they'll get a warning note. They won't be allowed to use that scheduling link. And then, of course, if you're familiar with appointments at all, you see just overall the user experience has been greatly improved to make it easier to navigate through. So you can see, your different closing delays. You have your booking and answers reports, and your configuration for the questions, reminders. Resource leaves would integrate with attendance, so that way you can mark when certain employees are not available for the bookings, and it would take them off the scheduling. But overall, that is appointments. The next thing that we're going to look at is appraisals. So in appraisals now, you can create what they call a campaign. So if you launch a campaign, you can actually generate an appraisal campaign, basically an appraisal campaign, and you can select whether you want to do it by employee, by company, department, or employee tag. So let's say you only wanted to set up an appraisal campaign for sales team and you have your employees tagged as sales team, then it would allow you to do it by tag. You can do it by employee. So you're just mass editing and setting up appraisals in mass all at once. You don't have to go in and do individual appraisal setups now. Additionally, you have goals added. So they've been changed a little bit. They've been there, but now you do have the ability to make templates and improve links to the skills. So if you look at, for example, Mark Demo, you now see that he has skills set as goals. And when you go into this, you can track his progress through the skill before the next appraisal. So you would be able to go back and say, okay, he's made 25% in his computer skills based on the activities that you list out for him. So maybe he's completed some in-house training or something of that nature, but now you can do so using templates. You can also assign goals to multiple employees, and you can select a job target on the appraisal to assess the employee's skill gaps. So if you have targets that they want to reach, you can do so setting job targets. For attendance, unfortunately, I was not able to get my attendance application working, so didn't have it to show. But as always, we ask that you like, share, subscribe, follow, do all the jazz. Our next video coming out, this is going to go over barcoding, blogs, calendars, contacts, and the CRM. So a lot to see in that next video, and don't want you to miss it. So make sure you subscribe. And as always, we thank you for your time today and look forward to working with you. I wish you continued success.